Hello everyone and welcome back once again to Strategic Mind, the Pacific. We're back in the pre-deployment phase for the invasion of Australia, so yeah, let's get started. Let's see what these guys have to say first. And of course we are gonna do that after turning on, or turning the sounds higher as usual.
I have heard that the army is preparing its plan of invading Australia. These fools are marching straight into the Tiger's Maw. The Yankees have had plenty of time to transfer lots of aircraft and tank units to the Australians' aid. Even if the army forces reach Australian shores without the Navy's support, which I highly doubt, they will find their death in the desert in the center of the Australian continent. The US tank units will steamroll them.
Okay.
Events on Guadalcanal have once again demonstrated the importance of our special naval landing forces. To ensure the success of our future operations, we require motorized and well-equipped Marine forces. I advise you to reinforce the Riku Sentai squads with armored forces, artillery, and armored personnel carriers. We should not miss any opportunity to capture enemy equipment for use by our forces, since regrettably, the US equipment is still better than ours.
Yeah, it's better, but we have better fighting spirit, and that's all that counts, of course. Let's see, because next mission is going to be a lot of naval or a lot of ground battles as well. I want to start investing into the frontline artillery ability for 150 points. Then I want to start the modernization program as well to get all self-propelled ground units an additional equipment slot. And at that point I think that going for a second level of frontline artillery to reduce the cost is probably gonna be worth it for now. I could have invested in an airstrike, but I think it will overall cost too many command points to combine both frontline artillery and the HQ and the naval artillery and the airstrike. So I think it might be best to invest into frontline artillery for now and then go for airstrike at a later time. Well, getting this level 2 is already nice, and then in the next episode I might be able to get both frontline artillery and airstrike. So we'll have those in the wraps. Yeah, we'll save those 50 victory points. Sure. So now to the units. There are a lot of upgrades to be done, but I want to have a special attention to the ground forces this time, because I've neglected them for some time here, of course, because there haven't been many ground assault. So first of all, let's upgrade these guys to the Riku Sentai 44, which besides the previous abilities also has the close quarters abilities, which allows the infantry to ignore 80% of hard targets defense in case of close quarters combat. So if there's a close combat against the enemy's hard attack units, which only works if the defender is in city, forest, mountain, shallow, swamp, big river, or lake. So then that works pretty well. In those situations, if the defender is in that terrain, so if they are the defender, then it works if they're in these hexes, and I think if they attack us while we in these hexes, that might also work, because this is close terrain, so I think it works at that point also. It also works if we have +4 levels of entrenchment and when the infantry is attacked across a small river or small bridge, but not the other way around. Either way, let's upgrade them for 72 apiece. Also does give them slightly better stats. Yes, okay, so that's the first step. Secondly, I actually don't want to upgrade the artillery to a motorized. I think they are fine this way. They also get much worse stats, so nothing I'm going to change there. Can't really change the Kurogane, although I can increase its strength through this way, which always helps. Alright, next up, I actually want to overstrength these forces, the air forces, and also give them better upgrades so that they'll perform better. Let's do the upgrades first, just minor differences here, but every little bit helps. So this is actually more costly, but it's probably still worth it. There we go. Yeah, exactly. So we do need that though. Alright, they're upgraded. And I also want to give them the additional overstrength that they can get here, which is also quite costly, but as for the Air Forces, I really do think that they are performing so much better with the additional overstrength. Let's also take a look at their equipment, which is probably fine. Usually you can't, like, I'm quite sure I've already upgraded most of it, although in, for example, these cases I could go for radar as well. So what did you have? Both radar and drop tanks. Not too sure on the drop tanks. Let's discard those and use that to purchase the radar. I definitely think that I'm gonna go for more ammo during this mission. Don't need the armor piercing. Yeah, definitely not. This also does give me, again, a little bit of prestige at least. So... yeah, these guys have nothing, so... let's get this. And you also have these abilities. Alright, let's take a look at the Riku Sentai. What is the difference? So here you have more movement points because I currently have the Suki. So for some... oh, this gives hard defense, but only one movement point. I don't... huh. So, I'm a bit confused as to... oh, this is amphibious. But... I'm just slightly confused as to... like, with this one I get it. It's a non-amphibious unit, but this is more expensive than the Suki. I have it. And then this is much more expensive for some reason, but it seems to not include the soft defense and the air defense. Those are both gone. I mean, I guess it provides hard defense in the vehicle instead of soft defense, but yeah, I guess that is better technically, because the air defense and the soft defense are not that important, but this is just never relevant. So maybe I'm just better off not using that. I'm gonna have 2 sapper squads. And maybe 1 flamethrower, and that should do it. Okay, that's good enough. Tanks, let's see, because they can upgrade, but that's very expensive, although it's probably quite needed. Yeah, these extra stats are crazy. So this one is cheaper. This one is only... this is 2 range. When attacking hard target without long range gun, this unit gains first strike. Okay, so that's pretty good. Yeah, so if the enemy unit does not have long-range gun, my unit will gain first strike. Alright, let's upgrade to the Type 4 Chito. And besides the fuel, it's just better than a Chinu in all aspects. So let's do it. It's gonna cost a lot. That does mean I want external fuel tanks at the very least for all of them. And I do have that now. How much ammunition do they have currently? This is plus 15, this is good for... I don't think they need more than 4, to be honest. And I'm probably best off not upgrading them any further in order to save myself on prestige here, because I'm already doing quite poorly now. Alright, that's definitely an upgrade that I need to make. They also get their seaplanes back. Definitely. The thing is that even upgrading it to Shokaku class is very expensive, and I'm basically just wasting all of my points. And getting it to a Taiho class is also 670, which is nice in theory, but I just don't have the points to really do this. Getting it to a Yamato class is also quite nice, but I also don't think I can afford that. Maybe I should just get it to a Tonic class 44. And what I'll do is I actually want to buy another Akizuki class destroyer, because I really think we do need another one of those against the submarine as the Mogami class. Oh. Yes, 1100, and then at least I have some money for the equipment, because currently what I actually need to do is switch this up with the depth charge projector. What this does is +4 naval attack by torpedo, but then this one also gives me +1 gun range on the depth charges. So this is strictly better, and it doesn't even cost any more prestige, which is weird, I think. I would switch up the dazzle camouflage for the torpedoes. Oh yeah, it's only 20. Let's do it. So then we have these, which I do want to give torpedoes, depth charge projector, and the smoke generator as well. And then they'll level up with both scouting and overwatch planes. There we have it. So even though we weren't able to upgrade all of our units, overall I think that is fairly reasonable upgrade, so I'm not complaining, and I'm sure we'll get a lot of prestige in the next mission. It's bound to be a big one. Yeah. One last check though. As for equipment, there's yeah, nothing additional that I get to do. One thing that I could do is sell both of the kamikaze aircraft squads to potentially do some upgrades. I have not been pleased with these. Yeah, let's actually discard them for now, which gives me another 1400, and I think with that amount gonna upgrade this to the Yamato class. Because Yamato class is just that much more powerful. as for you, for now, let's just get the... yeah, that's not really what I'm looking for. Let's see, though. You have the torpedo, fuel injector. Let's go for night optics. That should work, and that means that at the very least I can also get some sappers for these, which I'm sure will put to good use. And you can get the Browning. It's for free. And this is +2 heart attack if I use that. +1 spotting. I'll just give them these. There we are. Alright, I think we're good to go then. Let's make sure they don't have the heavy equipment. Alright. Yeah, let's get started after all of that reorganization there. Let's go.
This is outrageous! We are stuck in place while the U.S. submarine fleet and their allies had cut off all of our cargo routes.
Wow.
Our military production is on the verge of a complete standstill. Japan is suffocating without resources. We have to put an end to this nonsense.
The Navy has spread out all of its forces in order to maximize the security of our cargo routes. And over the last year had to postpone any large-scale operations.
This is not enough. Our cargo ships are being sunk daily. We have to make decisive steps, but it seems the Navy has no clue about such a thing. We have to gain control over Australia. Only Australian resources can save our economy and military production.
Do not worry, Prime Minister. The Army, as always, is ready to do its duty. Our spirit is higher than ever, and our soldiers are full of righteous wrath, which is about to fall upon the despicable Americans as an avalanche from the slopes of Mount Fuji.
Glad to hear it. Can the Navy support our Army's effort?
Our fleet is spread out across the Pacific Ocean to protect our cargo ships. We can help, but it will require some time to gather our forces into one mighty fist.
Ha! While Yamamoto gathers his fists, my men will raise the flag above Sydney. Mark my words. In just 2 weeks, the Army will lay all of Australia's biggest cities at the Emperor's feet.
2 weeks.
That is settled. The Army will take charge of the Australia invasion. The Navy will provide support as soon as it gathers enough forces at that area. Sugiyama, it is your chance to bring the greatest glory to our Army for the centuries to come. Do not miss it.
2 weeks, pretty good. Gotta give him that.
From Prime Minister Tojo to Admiral Yamamoto. Landing on the Australian continent has become nothing but a disaster.
Of course.
The Army commander's lack of judgment in the situation has put our invasion forces at risk of total... The situation in Australia requires the urgent support of all our naval forces. Only the Navy can save the day. Ask General Sugiyama to provide details of the operational environment and join the operation immediately.
Why?
Admiral Yamamoto, we're facing minor difficulties on the Australian continent.
Yes.
Your troops deployed to take control of Australia will soon cease to exist. Is that what you mean by minor difficulties? Your convenient misrepresentations are not appreciated in this situation.
All right, I will tell you how it is. The situation is completely out of control. Our forces have landed on the northeastern coast. Initially, the first echelon's troops managed to advance deep into the Australian territory. However, the enemy has suddenly counterattacked and destroyed the southern part of our army group next to the Flinders River and encircled our northern group around Bamaga. The second group of our invasion forces came under intense air bombardment as soon as it reached the coast. My fighters were unable to stop them.
How can the Navy assist?
You must provide cover for the landing of my second group's strike forces around Townsville. If we can make that happen, the Army will regain its strategic initiative and start the invasion along the Australian eastern coast. We can gain control over the following cities: Townsville, Charlesville, Brisbane, Sydney, Canberra, and Melbourne. Regarding the Navy's strike forces, I'm assigning them the honor of taking over the other large Australian cities: Adelaide, Alice Springs, Kalgoorlie, Perth, Derby, and Darwin. However, without our army units, which are currently encircled, the offensive will be over before it's begun. That's why the first thing we need to do is liberate all of our troops in and around Bumaga.
Judging by your previous military achievements, I'm not sure your strike force will be able to seize even the eastern coast of Australia by itself. In any case, I cannot fully support it at this time. The main forces of our fleet will arrive in a matter of a few days. As of now, I will try to provide what cover I can with the forces available to me.
I will be thankful for any level of naval...
Save your thanks for yourself. Whatever I'm doing it for Japan. If my actions help anyone avoid great shame, it just means they are lucky. Although remember that I will not tolerate any crimes committed by the Army against prisoners and civilians. Consider it to be my last warning.
Their incompetence knows no bounds, but we'll have to deal with it anyway. Let me just check for 1 second one thing here about the recording. Okay, good. I am actually recording here. It would be kind of bad if I didn't. Alright, so pretty much we have to conquer Australia by ourselves. I mean, let's face it, the army is too incompetent to conquer even their own ass, so... at least in this game, that is, but still, we're gonna have to do most of the work.
The Navy is the stalwart defender of the Empire.
So, the first thing that we need to do is not only clear the enemies around this, these soldiers here as a secondary objective, also sufficient number of ground forces will have to land. At least 4 of the units that haven't landed yet still need to reach the shores on their turn. So I will get my turn, then the AI will get their turn, and then these guys will... No. Well, maybe. Either way, the priority targets for my first turn will be anti-aircraft, so I can use my own aircraft to take out the rest of their air forces, or at least substantial amount of their air forces. The destruction of artillery and of coastal targets that are the landing zones for the army troops. At any rate, I'm putting my 2 Yamato class units up front with the carriers in the back. And the Akatsuki class destroyers around the front as well. Getting the submarine here. Let's deploy the air forces.
No one can escape our fire.
Let's not forget the sound.
No one can escape our fire.
It doesn't matter 100% where I deploy them, because they'll be in the carrier anyway. As for the remainder of the ground forces, I do want to take these 2 cities at Bamanga on turn 1. So it's impossible for me to land at Cairns on turn 1 because the ground troops are already here. So I can't really do a whole lot with that. But I do want to grab at least this city for myself so I can start landing more of the heavy troops without incurring the 10 points penalty. So to that end, I do expect to be able to at least deploy my infantry
all.
There. And
Fighting from a distance.
let's deploy you out here.
Waiting for the Emperor's orders.
And 1 artillery. So if I can at least dump 2 infantry and an artillery out here, then the rest of the troops, I guess I can get them later. I should have... Well, I didn't have the prestige to overstrength these, so maybe it's for the better this way. Placing units here without any protection is pretty much suicide, so I'm just gonna take this later. We will have plenty of turns. So I guess at the moment...
We run out of ammo soon. My sword is thirsty for blood.
Yeah, sure. At the moment, I'm just gonna deploy only 1 of the tanks for the first turn. And I will see what I get to deploy during the actual turn as well, but... yeah, because I might deploy a few forces here as well once my ships get there, although that will take a pretty long time. Yeah, let's not do that. Let's just deploy these guys here too.
I hope we run out of ammo soon. My sword is thirsty for blood.
We'll still get 25 points per turn. So that's gonna be good enough regardless. Alright, let's get started.
We serve faithfully.
Let's one of the other problems is the enemy navy, over which we have no clue
Stop the engine.
where they might be. We already do see this now, so I might also have to take that down. Like I said, we don't know yet what it is.
Start the engine. We will inform you if the enemy is
Destroyer. Well, I would have thought that they would have a unit there, but it does seem like they don't, so that does make landing a lot easier.
engaging. Targeting the enemy.
We cannot let them live.
I keep doing the right mouse click. So they can move in here,
Banner will soon rise above the whole world.
then attack,
All enemies of the Emperor will be defeated.
and take the maritime hub too. So that's Bamanga. After destroying the anti-aircraft.
All hail the Emperor!
I'm
Observing the horizon.
okay. The sonar didn't help.
We will not let the Emperor down.
I am gonna move you out here though.
Right? We broke through the enemy defenses.
To go after that. Because I
Yes,
do need to
Commander.
clear them. Oh yeah, you already attacked.
The Imperial fleet knows no defeat.
1, 2, 3. So 1, 2. No, they would never be able to attack that anyway. So I might as well just go here and go after them this way
We
too.
need to support our allies. Fire.
Because I need to make it possible for the army group units to survive.
We will be victorious!
So this is not the flagship. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is probably one of the best positions.
Our huge guns are about
Okay.
Team's insurance. Sure they're dead.
Finishing off these tanks, I think, will be the most important.
Enemies run away. I call it disillusionment. There is no stopping us.
Well,
Look at those guns. They are huge.
that takes down some of their aircraft. I will have you land. Use incendiaries.
Set them on fire. You cannot outrun our firepower.
They're currently at 0. Use double attack.
They won't even see where our fire is coming from.
Then move in the ground forces. Make these guys surrender. And they're not gonna move ahead anymore. I think they're protected by the artillery, so they'll be fine.
Commander.
These guys need to attack this at the very least. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So
Set sail
going in here,
for glory.
using the incendiaries.
We carry the deadly arrows of the Emperor, verifying the enemy's location.
Not gonna lie, I definitely do need to have better vision on them.
Emperor. Long live His Majesty, the Emperor.
Leveling up, eh? Let's do overpower.
We will win the day.
We serve faithfully.
Okay, that ain't
Be careful with
too
the
good.
bombs.
But
Carrying bombs to enemy lines. In unity is our strength.
this knocks them out.
We serve faithfully.
Let's use the torpedo, even though I'm taking a bit of damage.
Devastating gunfire. Start the engine.
Because what I need is, I do want to have these bombers left to continue the assault. This is
Engage. It seems to me
done.
they did not like our firepower.
All guns ready.
Use the ability to attack again. I need to pretty much clear this. But I have no clue what's around here.
Long live His Majesty, the Emperor.
It will have to do for now.
Bring forth imperial justice.
1, 2, 3, 4. Let's move in here first.
Engaging in combat. Engaging in combat.
I mean, technically these guys are saved right now. It just takes one more turn in order to map them up.
No one can stop me, except for you.
Alright. I guess that's to block off that area.
All crew is reporting.
Just show us the target. Searching for the enemy.
Nothing here either.
Enemy vessels are lurking nearby.
Let's do this.
Verifying the enemy's location.
Okay, no anti-aircraft so far. And this is a priest. Okay, well, it's good that I'm trying to destroy that.
Have a taste of our
They can land there now, which is quite important. I don't care too much about that their bunker.
found their weak spot.
Underwater silence makes me mad. Beneath the waves.
We're fighting from a distance.
Yeah,
Are we fully
you
loaded?
can't move.
An iron horse is good, however, I miss my stallion.
So in this case,
I can't wait to enter the battle again.
what I can do is move in here, move up.
Charge!
Clear those guys out.
The
Move in
war will end
here.
before we get there.
And not attack any further,
Are we
although
fully loaded?
unless this is an anti-aircraft, but I can't see that. Okay, there are ways for me to deal with that though.
Destined to serve aboard this magnificent vessel.
If that was an anti-aircraft, it would have already responded.
What should be destroyed next? Is someone observing that area? We have freed their eternal souls from their miserable bodies.
Okay, that doesn't make the attack any better. What if I use this? No. No, it doesn't. Okay, that's fine. I don't have the points anymore to deploy any units on the island, but it does at least clear out another enemy.
Be careful with the bombs.
What is also very dangerous. So I need to go after their fighters.
No one can escape our fire.
Let's use afterburner, boom and zoom, and altitude all at the same
The
time.
enemy is close. I can feel his fear. No one can escape our fire.
So that's weakened enough. Use this, use boom and zoom, and altitude.
Already there.
When they are down to like 3 or 4 for this turn, I'm just gonna leave them because I think they're very likely just to go back to airfields and repair. And I think at that point I can probably rest without worry. It would be actually nice if I were to see what units in there, because currently I can't see whether they are sappers, and that means that I probably will have some issue with them landing.
What should be destroyed next?
In this case I really want to go after that priest too, but I can't. Well, I can't do anything with that fighter because it's not mine. Okay, it's time to bring out the zeros then.
Of the Imperial Navy. We are its brain.
Afterburner, boom and zoom.
With lightning speed.
Let's go for a double attack.
I've lost count of how many enemies have been killed.
That destroys one bomber.
We are the
Taking care of the
army
bombers is going to be very important as well, I would think. Because those are probably going to be the main units that try to destroy these. So getting at the bombers is gonna be critical.
With lightning speed.
What? By what? Oh, the anti-aircraft there. Really?
No one can escape.
Man, even though I could have used Overwatch breakthrough and now they're no longer able to attack.
We have more guns than the entire enemy.
Man, I was so sure of myself,
If you include
dude.
aircraft.
That really sucks.
The enemy is close. I can feel his fear. Feel the power of the Empire. We will not let the Emperor down. We surpass.
Let's get the last zero, and I suppose I will have it attack this.
Are there any targets?
I mean, this is just too poor of a result, really. It still says 0 and 7. Yeah, let's do it. I know I'm gonna take damage, but I need to finish off the bombers. It would have been so much better if I would have been able to damage that one as well. But I guess that's not gonna happen. Yeah, if I can get rid of these guys, they can land immediately.
Just a few moments, and we'll be
Which just
there.
works me towards getting those objectives that much quicker.
If the battleships are the muscle of the Imperial Navy, we are its brain.
Wow, that's a hit. And unity is our strength.
So let's do Swift Strike.
We have more guns than the entire enemy fleet, if you include aircraft.
That takes care of those. Then, so they can land there pretty safely now. These are still in the way, and I can't go down there.
Poor souls. There better be targets.
We carry the deadly arrows of the Emperor.
Yeah, you have bombers.
Poor souls.
Let's just go after them because okay, that won't help. Let's sort of
New orders
try.
from our godly Emperor?
Getting rid of this
Bow to the gifts
might
of the
also help.
Empire.
Let's level up and do. Thought they got a. Oh, this is a different one. Wow, that's weird. This is pretty good. Not gonna lie. Within a 5 hex range, it's a lot. So let's do it.
Imperial Air Service. Wow, that's a hit.
It's a shame they can't go anywhere else now. I'll just leave them there. At least I destroyed that
Bombs are
bunker.
quite dangerous, you know.
Yeah, I do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's actually pretty likely that if they will have anti-aircraft on either of those two places, I think. Let's just see whether they do.
Good day, Commander.
They don't, it looks like.
Do not underestimate us.
Let's lose some weight. A tactical bomber is here.
I know that I'm leaving them without protection,
No defeat.
but
Their days are numbered. Wait, we have more gifts for you. Here we come.
I still think that
If the battleships are the muscle of the
We're
Imperial
gonna have to
Navy.
do it.
We are its
Can't
brain.
get any of them on transports.
We hunt down enemies of the Empire.
Our spirit is strong.
Not for
blades are
now.
sharp.
I will see if they're sappers, and if they're not, I'm in trouble, but they are sappers. Good.
All enemies of the Emperor will be defeated.
Did they clear them out at least? Maybe. Yeah, they still have plenty of ammo, and they apparently also have bazookas, which probably have plus. Oh, they have +3 from the bazooka rocket launcher.
We will only need to be
I'm actually fine with losing one here,
one
but
more
I didn't.
enemy killed. Eternal glory awaits us.
The blood of
So the only
ancient
thing that they have
warriors
left from
flows
that
in our
initial group are
veins.
these 3 0 strength units. So it's my hope that the army will immediately take care of them as well on the first turn. I have to say I'm not happy about leaving these guys out in the open here. I just hope they don't get attacked, but I mean, this is very risky, to be honest.
An iron horse is good, however, I miss my stallion.
A battleship is like a fugu fish.
Yeah, I guess we're ready.
Delicious.
I
We have
don't
guns
like
in the
this.
entire enemy fleet.
First turn is always the most terrible.
Imperial artillery at your command.
I obey your orders.
Yeah, you do.
We are going to win the fight.
No one can escape our fire. Protectors of the fleet.
Let's activate the smoke screen.
Start the engine. Just show us the target. Observing the horizon.
Because if there are any enemy ships coming, at least they'll take the brunt of the attack without taking too much damage.
Ask the dead guy Jins.
Alright, so let's keep our fingers crossed. It's probably gonna take a very long time to load as well. Yeah, the AI comes first, and then comes the AI units. Or our AI units. Alright, here we go. An airplane. 10 strength. Ow. Okay. They're also going around, but attacking the other unit, no problem. Yeah. No assistance, eh? Well, these will die. Submarine attack. Ow. Wonder if there are even enough units that still get to potentially land. It's still Australia, but I think they do still have 4 units at least. Okay, that doesn't do anything. Another airplane. So I guess that's good at least. Don't know why they attacked there though. Okay. Yeah, demining is good. Maybe I could have put more focus onto... Well, technically I only need these guys to land. They're not gonna have a very large contribution anyway. It's more or less just about getting the objective. Don't put them there. You can land troops there. Well, you could just land them, maybe. Maybe land your troops.
The fleet strike forces have reached Australia.
Finally. Let the fleet
No?
engage in battle immediately. We desperately need its strike force power.
Yeah, well, that doesn't do anything. That's weird. Oh well. That's really weird. Alright, so practically
The Emperor's will guides us to glory.
We are descendants of the noble samurai.
it's deployment phase. I have no reserve forces. And no extra prestige.
Japanese warriors are the most feared and deadly of all.
The blood of ancient warriors.
I'm so confused right now. At any rate, my my time is already up, so I'm gonna end the video here. I want to thank you for watching. Do hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Take care, and see you then. Bye bye.